Well, welcome to day 2.
Of nice and cloudy Benton Harbor, Michigan.
I slept terrible. I think I got an hour of sleep.
Terrible.
I had a stick under me the entire night. Couldn't get comfy. So we're gonna find that stick tonight. So hopefully I can get a little more comfortable.
It's okay. I woke up to the sound of a rooster. It's a delightful way to wake up at 4:30 in the morning. That and when you have to stumble across to go to the pee. Right over
You
there.
see it? Is that? Yep, right back there. There's the bathroom.
So
At least we're close to it. So we've got a few things planned for today.
we reconfigured everything. We were
We're-
supposed to do some of it tomorrow.
It was supposed to be a beach day today, but it's chilly and cloudy, and it's gonna rain soon.
So it's a wait and see, plan by the seat of our pants. Some of our best adventures happen this way.
Yeah, so we are gonna start our day. Well, we're gonna drive around a little bit right now. Get me some coffee. One
Give
of
me
those
some
days.
monster.
And we're gonna hit the House of David Museum a little bit
And
later.
there's a potential to see a legendary item from Kittyland.
Yeah, I mentioned it from the vlog yesterday, so we're gonna see if we're able to see it today.
So, Kittyland train it should be.
Fine, fingers crossed. So we ended up in downtown St. Joseph, Michigan, and we came across this awesome mural of squirrels. They're taking pictures of their nuts. It's awesome. So along the St. Joseph River, we come across a statue that's called Sandcastles. It looks like a dad with his 2 kids building sandcastles. So on the St. Joseph River, there's an awesome bridge that turns. It's a train bridge. Not sure of the technical term for it. It opens up to let the boats through, and if you look all the way back there, there's Lake Michigan. Look, we found a black squirrel. They're adorable. I want to
He's
bring one
jumping.
home. So we are now walking along downtown St. Joseph. They have the awesome brick roads that I love, which Doug hates. And of course, Doug spotted a one called the Toy Company.
Because I'm a big kid.
Wonder if they're open. Oh, they're closed.
Oh, look, Kyle. There's a giraffe next to a Jake.
They have little boutiques. Kilwin's Chocolates. They have really good chocolate there. Oh, and I Love St. Joe store, your typical souvenir shop. Ooh, a chocolate cafe. Wonder how their food is there. Anyone been there before? Across the street is your old typical classic dime store. Haven't seen one of those in forever. And Doug just found a dog or a pet store called Fuzzy Butts.
Wait. And look at Chan's garden. They made it, it's like the only little Asian building in the
That's awesome.
entire area.
I wonder if they have good egg rolls. Doug, you should try it.
I'm sure it's better than Walmart.
Okay, so we found a store that's totally our deal, but they don't open yet. So we're just window shopping.
Dude,
Look at
place
this
is
stuff.
bomb. Oh my god. Blind mice,
They have all
cheese
this over
knives,
here.
3 blind mice, cheese
Poo-pong, which
knives.
is, a ping pong game with poo paddles.
Lucy's Chocolate
Snow
Factory.
White, the mine
That's the towel,
train
isn't it?
glasses. And there's a bunch of Lucy stuff. So we're heading into Purely Michigan, the store. Let's check out, see what they have in there. A lot of shirts. Some coasters. Oh, look at this. A chip and dip bowl. Shaped like Michigan. There's some Michigan jewelry. Found some seasonings. And they've got all the pickled things over here.
What is it?
Okay, so these chips are the best chips ever. If you guys ever get to them, find them. They're amazing. Parmesan ranch chips, and they're kettle baked or kettle cooked. A bunch of Michigan wine glasses and pint glasses and all these other ones. And Doug found one that has Mackinac Island on
I'm
it.
obsessed with Mackinac. But look, The places I've even told you about when we talk about it, Arch Rock. Remember I told you about that? Fort Mackinac, Grand Hotel.
Okay, so this is Silver Beach Park. This actually used to be the site of an old amusement park. It's $12 to park if you park down there. They have this really awesome compass splash pad. And in this building over here, it has the original carousel from the Silver Beach Park amusement park. Unfortunately, due to COVID, they have the carousel closed. So we found the House of David Museum. It's a little confusing because the sign says Siriano Real Estate Museum, but on the front of the door it says the House of David Museum. Looks like an old house.
Franklin Purnell and his wife Mary, they rolled into Benton Harbor, Michigan in 1903, and he was an itinerant preacher from the South, and he was a very charismatic young man who he just seemed to know what you would be good at, and he let you flourish in it. Okay? So he was the 7th sibling of 12 out of the book of Revelation. Now the 6th messenger was in Australia. Sorry, I don't know the world. They were in Australia, and they met, and they concurred. And so they felt that they were going to do the ingathering of the 144,000, gathering them together in this colony. And to join, you couldn't shave your hair anymore, couldn't cut your hair, you couldn't eat meat, couldn't drink alcohol, and if you were married, you could no longer be intimate. So they're literally celibate. So basically what they did was they lived their life as peaceful as possible, focusing on God and not on what they would consider a carnal thing. Now this is an exciting thing. You know Disney World, right? You hear of Disney World. Disney World literally was before, actually here in Benton Harbor, Michigan, in the 1920s, and it was Eden Springs. People would come there just like you would go to Disneyland today. There was
Well, we heard Walt
amusement
Disney
park.
was actually there.
No. He actually, yeah, there was, because of the miniature train. See, the inventors, the people that were in this colony, over 1,000 people, some of these people were, and because also too, you had to give your earthly possessions to the colony. So literally, when you gave everything you had to come and join, you'd wake up in the morning, you wouldn't have to worry about what you ate that day. Everything was provided for you, your clothing, where you stayed. You didn't have to worry about your light bill or your mortgage or any of that. You just did your job. You know what I'm saying? And you focus on God. To me, honestly, it sounds like a pretty good way to live.
Right.
Wouldn't it be nice to not have to worry about a mortgage or anything like that? And what they did too is they helped break the color barrier. Okay.
Oh. I love that right there. That's really neat.
Yes, because what they did was, because black people back in the day, they couldn't play in the big leagues, right?
Until Jackie Robinson.
Right. Well, this is interesting. Is what they would do is the Barnstormer team, the House of David, because here they were known were known as like the Jesus Boys because they didn't shave and everything, and their faith, and they were just good-natured guys. Would go to a stadium that was packed out. They invented the lighted night baseball game. So what you're going to be able to do is, as you go through the museum today, you're going to be able to see the pictures of what it was like in its heyday, back in the day when it was thriving. You'll be able to see it, okay? So now what was cool about the ball team is they would take a bus of their guys to a stadium that they were going to play, and they would go in before the game to see the manager, and then they would have a bus behind them of the black team. And they would say to the manager, "We'll play, but before you play us, you have to play them."
Really?
And the manager, of course, it was unheard of back in the day, because this was back in the day when they couldn't eat in the same restaurants as us. Right?
Segregation.
And the manager, the House of David guys would say, it's in the manager, I guess they said some of them, the clipboard would fly and they'd be so frustrated because they'd already have a stadium, and they'd say, you know what, if we do this, you're not coming back here. This will be it, But you know what they did? When the wonderful black guys got out there to play, they were so talented, so skilled, they were just clapping. People were standing ovation on their feet. And then by the time the House of David team got out there after the game with Dave were to play, it was like pandemonium, fireworks practically. And so not only were they welcomed back the next year, but they also told them, we want them to eat in the same restaurant with us.
Wow.
So they really stood up and did the right thing.
They stood up. They did. And Babe Ruth played with them. He would glue on a fake beard. There's a picture of him up there with a fake beard.
Did he
glued
really
on.
play with them?
He
Or
sure
he?
did. Look at that. He would go and he would play a
Yeah.
game once in a while. He'd glue on a fake beard and play with them for a period of time. He sure did. And Lou Gehrig also played with them. But do you know what also is really cool about the House of David team? Do you know that they signed on the first female professional ball player?
That I heard. Her name was also Babe.
Well,
Wasn't
this was Jackie Mitchell was her name. And she was a pitcher. And she actually struck out Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth in the same game.
it? You're kidding.
No. And when that happened, shortly thereafter, women were not allowed to play anymore. They kind of banned us from being able to play. But anyway, throughout the museum, there is, and also in here, there's the ship, the Titanic. There's a Titanic tied to also. There was a family that was on the Titanic, and the husband went down with the ship. The mother and the daughter went on to live out the rest of their days at the House of David. So on the shipwreck wall side, when you go into that room, you'll be able to see also a map of all the shipwrecks that have happened in Lake Michigan and just different things. And then we have in a case, it's not actual things from the Titanic, but they are items from that period of time that a woman might wear, just different items of that era.
Does
Okay.
that really say Harlem Globetrotters?
Okay, now this is another thing. Get a load of this. They literally started, in a sense, the Harlem Globetrotters. Because what they did was when they had their baseball game, they had something they invented called the pepper game.
Yeah.
And they would take 4 guys out and they would entertain them after the game, and they would juggle baseball bats. They would be acting like they'd throw the ball and it would disappear, and then the guy at the end would pull it out of his beard. And then people would laugh. They just thought it was funny, right? Well, the next you know, and actually one of the House of David members played for the Harlem Globetrotters.
Here's some of the baseball uniforms that they wore. There's more pictures of what Eden Springs used to look like.
I know. Look.
There's pictures of Benjamin Purnell, which is the one that created the House of David.
And then you can look at all the stuff on the wall. If you walk that way, all the way in, and then turn and look, you can see all the gizmos and gadgets that they would use in making coleslaw and sharpening things. And what's kind of interesting is that nails, you know how nails are round, right? Did you know that there weren't back in the day?
That would really stink.
Isn't that interesting?
As we're walking through St. Joseph, we came across the Berrien County Law Enforcement Memorial. There's a nice little pond, which is a little dirty. A little fountain. We gotta get that cleaned out, but it's really pretty. Found these awesome banners along the road too. They've got all these banners for, we remember the people that served in the U.S. Army, the Navy, the Air Force, Marines. They're all down the street. There's a plaque to honor the men and women from World War I. We found a corn dog. Look at its belly. That's awesome. So here is the sign that says about Silver Beach Amusement Park that I was mentioning to you guys. Here's just another view of the beach. Sorry about the wind. Here we are close to the Compass Fountain. Very windy, as you can hear and see. Nice little splash pad kids when it's warm out.